Hello, people of Earth. I end up getting dream downloads a lot, and this one is the one I had last night, and I write them down, so I'm going to be reading it to you. All right, there was a very large house that was kept from me. There was a secret funeral in my dream of a man, and he was buried quietly, and the loss of him was a secret. There was a woman at his grave, and she placed items on top of his grave and next to him before he was buried. There was something about a motorcycle, and there's also a safe in this house and an alarm that was associated with them. Only a few had the safe number, and once that was put in, it opens, but for some wrong people, if they put it in, it calls the cops to the fire department. My brother had a copy of it and put it in, and alarms went off. My ex-husband was in the dream, and he had a white earwig lodged in his belly button, like it was living off of him, kind of like a Goa'uld from Stargate SG-1, and it was controlling him. He asked me to touch it, and I said, hell no. The house had a lot of room, and I had a box full of random things that I had a lot of beadwork to it. I wanted to paint the primary colors, like each room of the house in primary and secondary colors, and there was green for, let's see here. All right. Some of them were half painted, but my ex mentioned something about a hole in the roof that collapsed in another room, and it had a chimney. He kept telling me it wasn't going to last much longer, and I started getting snippy in my dream. And I knew it was already that, I knew that already. It was something I needed to address, but I didn't have the means to fix it at the moment. It's something I needed to address, and it feels like there is a time limit on it. Now, going through, and I went through the dream to figure out what it meant. Roof caving in expresses your hidden knowledge, your ultimate potential. You will fulfill one of your wishes, the fruition of some idea, starting a new phase in your life. Roof damage intimates rigidity, letting circumstances dictate your emotions, looking to move. Damage to a chimney is symbol for your control over a situation. Paint color. Ability to express your desires or ideas, protection for your emotional well-being, unrecognized energy and your hidden potential, competitive restlessness, uprooted, ready for change. The color red, red paint, represents maximum vibrancy within your consciousness, and that was painted in the bathroom. Orange was in the living room. I was painting it orange. And orange paint represents everything about your identity and appearance is up for review when everything around turns into an intense shade of the color that resembles fire at the dawn. Sorry, I had trouble reading my writing. All right, it also represents time for a new beginning. Something bright is coming toward you, moving on to remove everything annoying and move into anything, any possibility. And that was in the living room. And living room tends to represents family and stuff. Let's see here. Light green was the paint color that was my son's room, Adric. And green represents grounding ourselves in life, intelligent. Someone needs to understand you better if the color is light. Darker green paint represents our inner harmony and balance of life, which will be reflected in your real life experiences. Things are going well, prosperity, observing peace, and being patient. Yellow was the color that was the kitchen was painted yellow, and that represents spiritual development and happiness. And then my bedroom was painted purple, and that represents creativity and power, beautiful relationship in your life, and are using all of the extraordinary talents, spirituality, and wealth. There's a need to meditate and new ideas coming to you. Trust your abilities, intuition more. It also represents a lack of discipline, pride, and carelessness in waking life, which applies to me because, well, I could use some help in that department. Okay, so then blue was another bedroom that was painted, and blue represents a need for peace and relaxation, a need of an extended vacation from life. Also represents calmness and depression and sadness. The mixing of paint, which is something that occurred in the dream, represents a lot of different qualities, abilities, creative, multifaceted, open to new experiences, healing wounds in your life and others' lives as well. Also represents the chakras. White was the paint that was used to make blotches on the some of the walls, namely the kitchen, which represents spiritual development, and the white represents peace and tranquility. The earwig represents beware of an enemy threatening to destroy the very foundation of your acquired wealth, happiness, or maybe you have a competitor who does not hide the intention to steal the heart of a loved one, secret rival, and unpleasant news. Now, I'm already aware that there was a death in my family or someone that I know, and I know that there was a secret funeral, and the loss of him was a secret and kept. I'm not sure who the woman is or what she represents, but some things were buried with him, and the first thing that popped into my head were pharaohs, because pharaohs were buried with their items, and I don't know why that came to mind, but somebody has a motorcycle in this situation, or was purchased a motorcycle, and then some sort of safe number, and the wrong people had a hold of this safe number. So that was my dream. That's the interpretation of it. And I figured I would share that with you guys. Have a good one.